Hello fellow mount lovers and welcome to a complete mount guide to World of Warcraft covering every single mount including both Alliance and Horde ones since vanilla all the way to Warlords of Draenor and its latest patch. Before we start, let me explain how I organize the guide. In each expansion I will first cover every mount requiring reputation, mounts gained by completing achievements, mounts dropped by rares, and finally mounts dropped from dungeon and raids in that order. Following with other achievement, PvP, profession, shop, trading card game and even unobtainable mounts. Since this is going to be a long video, here are links to each segment of the video. Those will also be available in the description. But less talking means more mounting. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Considering probably everyone has at least one character with full riding, let's just add the riding fee for science. Yeah. Starting with the second best mount in the game being the human Pinto with a hooping price of 1 gold with his buddies Chestnut Mare, Brown Horse, Black Stallion, each with the same price of 1 gold, following it Swift White Steed, Swift Palomino and Swift Bronze Steed for 10 gold each. Their Horde counterparts are Black Dire Timber and Brown Wolf for 1 gold each and Swift Brown, Swift Grey and Swift Timber Wolf for 10 gold each. Then we have Dwarves with Grey, Brown and White Ram for 1 gold each with the same but Swift and Epic version being Swift Grey, Swift Brown, Swift White Ram each for 10 gold. With their Tauren counterparts Grey, Brown and White Kodo for 1 gold each, following with not Swift but the Great Grey, Great Brown, Great White Kodo for 10 gold each. Continuing with Night Elven Cats and their Tongue Twister Stripped Dawn Saber, Stripped Night Saber, Stripped Frost Saber and Spotted Frost Saber for 1 gold each. And Swift Mist Saber, Swift Frost Saber and Swift Storm Saber for 10 gold each. Moving on to Blood Elves, and the reason why I'm bringing them and Draenor to vanilla list is that apparently in vanilla Horde had 1 mount less than Alliance, which was then balanced in Burning Crusade, with Blood Elves getting 1 extra Hawkstrider, being one of the following: red, purple, blue or black Hawkstrider for 1 gold each, and Swift Green, Swift Pink and Swift Purple Hawkstrider for 10 gold each. The title of best mount goes to the amazing monstrosity of gnomes called Unpainted Mechanist Rider and his painted friends Red, Green, Blue Mechanist Rider each for 1 gold, getting an upgrade for 10 gold introducing Swift White, Swift Yellow and Swift Green Mechanist Rider. Now downgrading to some bones instead of steel with undeads Red, Blue, Brown, Black Skeletal Horse for 1 gold each and Green Ochre and Purple Skeletal Warhorse for 10 gold each. Now moving to Space Goats and their Purple, Grey and Brown Alec for 1 gold each and the Great Blue, Great Green and Great Purple Alec for 10 gold each, ending the vanilla faction mounts with Trolls, Emerald, Violet and Turquoise Raptor each having a price of 1 gold and Swift Blue, Swift Olive and Swift Orange Raptor for 10 gold each. Every faction mount mentioned have their quartermaster in the city respective to that faction. If you are a human, you do not require any reputation to buy and ride human mounts and so on, but you need to get exalted in order to ride other mounts from your other faction, and unfortunately these will not transfer into their other faction counterpart. That's it for the basic factions. Since most of the vanilla mounts were removed, the only left for us to farm are Rivendare's Death Charger, dropped from Lord Aureus Rivendare, located in Stradholm in Eastern Plaguelands with unlimited farming potential, as there is only normal version of the dungeon, meaning you can reset it every time you get out of the instance after finishing it. The mount also appears on the Black Market Auction House, and since there are a lot of raid, dungeon and even rare mounts that appear on Auction House, they will be marked the same as you can see now. The other ones left are blue, green, red and yellow Courage battle tanks obtained from pretty much everything in Anchorage with relatively big chance of dropping. Well, that's everything to do with vanilla, Space Goats and weird rideable chickens, giving us a total of 38 mounts for now. Let's move on. With the introduced flying, Alliance gets 7 Griffins and Horde gets 7 Wyverns, 3 of them being rare quality Ebon, Golden, Snowy Griffin and Blue-Green Tawny Windrider that require expert riding each at price of 50 gold, and 4 Alliance Epic being Swift Blue, Swift Green, Swift Purple, Swift Red Griffin, and Horde counterparts Swift Green, Swift Purple, Swift Red and Swift Yellow Windrider. With the possibly funniest text to them, "I still don't get why they fly faster when you put armor on them," at the same price of 50 gold each, bought either in the main city or Hellfire Peninsula main hub. None of these mentioned require any reputation whatsoever. Talking about flying, a whole faction was created to piss you off by making you fall off your newly obtained flying mount. These devils in the sky call themselves Shatari Skyguard, located in southeast Interrocore Forest, After killing members of some innocent bird cult, they offer you with their red, silver, blue, purple and green netherray for a price of 200 gold each. In Shadowmoon Valley you can go undercover and help some fierce Illidari orc in exchange for azure, cobalt, onyx, purple, viridian and violet netherwing drake. When you reach Exalted, you get one free chosen by you, the rest is 200 gold each bought back in Shadowmoon Valley. Next up, Zangar Marsh, where you farm flowers in order to get Cenarion Var Hippogriff after reaching Exalted with Cenarion Expedition for a price of 2000 gold. Getting sick of flying? Well then let me introduce you to a new model that you will now witness 10 times and gladly farm it for your Alliance, Kurunai or Horde Maghar fellows in Nagran. Introducing Riding Talbook that comes 4 amazing reskins, white, tan, silver and cobalt Riding Talbook for only 70 gold each. You're telling me those aren't good enough? Well, let me strap a headgear on them and call them War Talbook and raise the price by 30 gold, introducing white, tan, silver and cobalt War Talbook for 100 gold each. Fortunately for you, the last 2 mounts do not require reputation, but instead farming Hala research and battle token, for which you will nowadays need a friend with opposite faction character or wait for a garrison mission that rewards mentioned tokens. Note that one mission will yield enough tokens for only 1 mount. Moving on to your favorite weekly farming featuring Attunement the Huntsman, the first boss of Karazhan located in Deadwing Pass, dropping Fiery Warhorse, continuing on with Kalatas and his pet Phoenix or the rest that was left of him, Ashes of Alar, in Tempest Keep flying in east of Netherstorm. On a daily basis you can visit Zedek House on heroic difficulty to visit Anzu. Apparently he drops a replica of himself called Ravenlord. When you are done with Anzu it's time to visit Kalatas again, but now in a dungeon called Magister's Terrace on Isle of Quel'Danas to kill him once again to drop Swift a White Host Rider. Well, you know, it was all merely a set. Now with the introduced achievements in Wrath of the Lich King, this is where it's gonna get confusing as a lot of achievements will be listed later in this video. Just warning you, let's begin. Talking about achievements, by now you have way over 50 mounts, which is the ticket to the Leading the Cavalry achievement, rewarding you with Albino Drake. Helping Dragonkins at Wyrm's Temple will make you eligible to buy one of their own kits, the Red Drake, for your personal use, only for measly 2000 gold. Right as you set foot in Dalaran, you'll see May Francis showing her, well, back in the day, exotic mounts such as Armored Snowy Griffin and its Horde counterpart Armored Blue Wind Rider for 2000 gold, Armored Brown Bear for 750 gold, Woolly Mammal for 10,000 gold, and every adventurer's need Traveler's Thunder Mammal for 20,000 gold, which comes with 2 wonders. These mounts will transfer to other faction. In Stone Peaks we have quite a long quest chain opening the stands of Hodder faction, who sell Ice Mammal for 1000 gold, which require you to be revert, and Grand Ice Mammal for 10,000 gold at Exalted. Which is a nice way to say, hey, we like you more, so we put more seats on Mammoth and raise the price 10 times. After completing the quest chain, a daily quest giver will be available called Querta, who rewards you with Haldine Spoils, with a small chance of containing White Polar Bear. Now, if you love grinding, you will love this one, the Argent Tournament. Oh hey, if you already did the Argent Tournament and are looking for other mounts, here's a skip button. Trust me, you will need it, because this might take a while. But as I was saying, Argent Tournament will reward you for your heroic daily deeds with Argent Warhorse, but require you to get an achievement as well as a special currency, which I will cover in a minute. Second mount being Argent Hippogriff and third being Argent Charger, which is only for paladins, yeah. But don't worry, for all of you who miss this mount, you should be able to buy this on your paladin without the need of the before mentioned achievement as long as you have it on your other character. Well, anyway, these 3 mounts are neutral and will share across factions. Unlike Quendore Steed and Silver Covenant Hippogriff from, well, you guessed it, Silver Covenant faction, and Horde counterpart Sunreaver Host Rider and Sunreaver Dragonhawk from, Sunreavers, learning one of these will make the other faction one available as well. Now to explain Argent Tournament. Tyrion Fordring had the amazing idea to train heroes by making them fight bosses. Every single faction is included and every single one offers you 2 mounts each, but for a price. Starting with the humans and their boring horses Swift Grey Steed and Stormwing Steed, of course their orc counterparts Swift Burgundy Wolf and Orgrimmar Wolf. Let's move on to dwarves with Swift Violet Ram and Iron Forge Ram, Taurens and their Great Golden Kodo and Thunderbluff Kodo. Night Elves decided to leave me alone this time with their tongue twisters, calling them Swift Moonsaber and their Narsian Nightsaber, Blood Elves and their Swift Red Hawks Rider and Silver Moon Hawks Rider, Gnomes and their Paint Ruined Everything with Turbo Strider and Gnome Regan Mechanist Rider, Undeads and their White Skeletal Warhorse and Forsaken Warhorse, Finally, we have Draenor with their Great Red Elec and Exolar Elec with Trolls and their Swift Purple Raptor and Darkspeed Raptor. Now that we have discovered, let's go to the actual prizes. Let's start with Argent Warhorse being neutral. Sunreaver, Hawkstrider and Quel'Darai Steed each at a cost of 100 champion seals. Since Sunreaver Hawkstrider will change into Quel'Darai Steed when you reload your alliance character, the total cost is 200 champion seals. Same goes to Argent Hippogriff being neutral, Sunreaver Dragonhawk and Silver Covenant at the price of 150 champion seals, making a total of 300 champion seals. Now the city related mounts each cost 100 champion seals and the rest costs 500 gold and 5 champion seals each, making a total cost of those to be 2500 golds and 525 champion seals. Unfortunately, these are not shared faction-wide, and in case you want all of the ones from the opposite faction, prepare another 2500 gold and 525 champion seal on your opposite faction character. So, how do I get those champion seals, you're asking? Well, proving your worth to the Argent tournament by doing dailies, and the local Trial of Champions dungeon. Now you won't be able to farm those as soon as possible, as you will be reaching higher ranks and earning reputation with your factions. Yeah, you heard right, but in form of daily quests. So let's say you want that inferior Turbo Strider. You start your way as aspirant, do quests and dailies to help gnomes defeat their champions, and then they will let you buy the mount. This applies to every faction mount except Argent Warhorse, for which you will need to be exalted with every single Argent faction and becoming the Crusader, which also rewards you with the title of the same name. The whole process will take an insane 71 days at a rate of 16 seals a day, given that you're a paladin who wants every mount. Of course, squeeze in 33 extra days of doing twice the dailies if you want the opposite faction mounts as well. But if you have 5 characters and a lot of time over your hands, this will turn those 71 days into only 15 days if you get the Crusader title in the given time. Note that if you get the final Crusader achievement, you will be able to buy the mount on any of your other character with the same faction, thus needing only one character to be the Crusader. That's it for Argent Tournament. Hope you won't have to do this for a long time. Anyway, that's it for reputation. Let's move on to achievement mount. For completing numerous sub-achievements for Glory of the Hero in Northrend Dungeons, you will be awarded with a red Proto Drake. For completing numerous sub-achievements for Glory of the Ulduar Raider 10-man version, you will be awarded with Rusted Proto Drake. And for completing numerous sub-achievements for Glory of the Ulduar Raider 25-man, you will be awarded with Ironbound Proto Drake. Yeah, don't worry, nothing is more repetitive than Proto Drakes. Finally, getting those 30 stacks of Necrotic Plague and completing Glory of the Icegrown Citadel Raider 10-man will award you with Bloodbath Frostbrute Vanquisher. And finally, getting those 30 stacks of Necrotic Plague once again and completing the Glory of the Icegrown Citadel Raider 25-man will award you with Icebound Frostbrute Vanquisher. Going back to Storm Peaks and picking up a few dailies because I ruined your day by explaining Argent Tournament, there is a rare circling around the area called Timeless Protodrake, who drops a mount of the same name. It also appears in Draenor Nagrand, but only as a dead body. And with all the time lost on farming on these mounts, we've hit the 100 mark and we are awarded with blue or red Dragonhawk. In Skulls or Basin you can find oracles. These Murlocs sell mysterious eggs once you hit revert. These eggs will hatch in 3 days containing either pets, aged yolk or green protodrake. Moving on to drops. In Utgard Pinnacle you can fight Skadi the Roughless and maybe drop his blue protodrake of him. Maybe. Malygos in Eye of Eternity located in Caldara, which is located in Burning Tundra, which is located in Northrend, which is located drops Azure Drake and Blue Drake. Both can drop on both 10 and 25-man version. With Breath of the Lich King, Onyxia and her lair got reworked and now drops, well, a version of herself, the Onyxian Drake. While having fun trying to get those pesky Eldorod dwarves to die to rare scale Flame Breath, there is another mount to take care of which drops from Yogg-Saron himself, the Mimiron's Head. But it drops only on 25 men with no guardian selected. No worries, nowadays you don't even have to worry about those and kill your way straight to the Beast of the 1,000 Miles himself. Before we go to the coldest place in Azeroth, let's go somewhere warmer. Yes, Wintergrasp. If Wintergrasp is currently liberated by your faction, you are able to enter the Vault of Acheron and kill one of the 4 bosses located within for a chance of getting a Grand Black Mammoth. Moving on to Icegrown Citadel with its final boss, the Lich King, who drops his own steed, the Invincible, which drops only on heroic difficulty on 25 man and it's made fun of being invisible, yeah. While you're still there, every single week hoping for it to drop and write invisible jokes while you're waiting during the gunship battle, well, you're in luck. If you're a Death Knight Paladin or a Warrior, because if you've finished the legendary questline and obtain your own Shadowmourne, you will be able to obtain one extra item from Lich King, which will reward you with a toy, tabard, a 1 hour long cooldown item that takes you to Dalaran, and Crimson Death Charger. Now let's cheer you guys up with some guaranteed drop. For example, under the Wyrm's Temple we have Obsidian Sanctum, which is the home of Sartarion, who drops Black Drake on 10 man and Twilight Drake on 25 man. But you have to kill Sartarion with all 3 drakes being alive while you kill him. These drakes will aggro and fly towards you as soon as you touch Sartarion. And finally, in killing a Stradholm located in Caverns of Time, when you run this instant on Heroic, you will get a timer. If you completed the dungeon, there is one bonus boss from which you will get guaranteed Bronze Drake, but only if you manage to beat the timer. That's it for Wrath of the Lich King. Let's move on to Cataclysm. With the new races come amazing amount of 2 more mounts for each faction. For dogs we have a total Pinto ripoff, being Mountain Horse and Swift Mountain Horse, for the same amount of gold I mentioned countless of times in the beginning. And from the other faction, time is money friend, comes Goblin Trike and Goblin Turbo Trike. From Ramhekin, who are located all over Ul'dah, we have Tan and Brown Riding Camel for 100 gold each. Last Cataclysm reputation that awards you with a mount for repeating daily quest is Tolbarod's Baradin's Warden and Hellscream Reach, rewarding you with Spectre Steed or Horde's equivalent Spectre Wolf. These do share a cross-faction with the total cost of 165 Tolbard accommodations. There is also a neutral Drake of the West Wind for 200 Tolbard commendations. Moving on to achievements, we have Volcanic Storm Drake for completing numerous achievements in Cataclysm Dungeon. Drake of the Eastwind is awarded upon completing numerous achievements in Blackwind Descent and Bastion of Twilight. Finishing these with your guild will also award your guild with the option to buy Dark Phoenix from your guild wonder. Corrupted Firehawk come from Corrupted Egg of Milagazer, awarded for completing another set of Warriors achievement in Firelands. In Dragon Soul we have Twilight Harbinger, yes, for completing even more numerous achievements throughout the instance. Amani Warbear is awarded when you help few trolls in Zul Aman instance and kill the last boss all in timely manner. Last one in achievements is Flame Ward Hippogriff, which is awarded when you fully upgrade your hope with the little help of Malfurion, who will personally mail you the mount. Unfortunately, this will take you for about 1 month worth of dailies. If you never visited Vashir, you will be awarded with Vashir Seerhorse in the very first few quests. Rares include Phosphorant Stone Drake, who drops from Ionax in Deepholm, Subdued Seahorse, who drops from Poseidus in Shimmering Expanse in Vashir, and Grey Riding Camel, who drops from Dormus the Camel Hoarder, to whom you will get teleported after touching the right mysterious camel figurine in Uldum. For drops we have 2 bosses in Zul'Gurub, Bloodlord Mandorik, who drops Armored Razashi Raptor, and Priestess Kilnara, who drops Zuilian Panther. Next on the list being Vitreous Stone Drake, which drops some Slabhide in Stonecore, Drake of the Northwind from Altarius in Vortex Pinnacle. From raids we have Drake of the Southwind from Alakir, located in front of the 4 winds, Flame Talon of Alistrazer from Alistrazer herself, and Pureblood Firehawk from Ragnaros, both located in Firelands. And finally, Experiment 12-B from Ultraxion, Blazing Drake, and Lifebinder's Hate Maiden from Deathwing, both located in Dragon Soul. Obtaining the final Drake towards Drake Collector achievement awards you with the Emerald Drake. I hope you like dailies, because Pandaria took them on the next level, starting with probably the most iconic mount, the Cloud Serpent. Reaching Exalted with their order will award you with 1 free Cloud Serpent, and the rest will cost you 3000 gold each. These are Azure, Jade, and Golden Cloud Serpent. Helping Golden Lotus will let you buy Azure for 500 gold, Regal for 1500 gold, and Golden Riding Crate for 2500 gold. Shadowpan will award you with Onyx Cloud Serpent after completing one of their quests when you reach Exalted, as well as Blue for 500 gold, Green for 1500 gold, and Red Shadowpan Riding Tiger for 2500 gold. Reaching 150 mounts will award you with Jade Pandaren Kite. Farmville Simulators, aka the Tylers, will let you buy Brown for 500 gold, Black for 1500 gold, and White Riding Gold for 3250 gold once you reach Exalted. Helping August Celestials will let you buy Thundering August Cloud Serpent at an amazing price of 10,000 gold. Conquering Dreadweights for the Claxi will let you buy Ember Scorpion at the same amazing price of 10,000 gold. Fishing for Ned Pagel and his buddies will get you Azure Water Strider, which can walk on water for a price of 5,000 gold. With Pandas joining 8 faction, they bring whole 12 mounts to your collection once you hit Exalted with them. These two being Tushuri and Huojin Pandaren, they offer black, blue, brown, green, purple and red for 1 gold each, and their greater equivalents being Great Black, Great Blue, Great Brown, Great Green, Great Purple and Great Red for 10 gold each. Once you get flying in Pandaria, you can easily reach Exalted with the Lore Walkers after literally just reading scrolls. They will sell you Disc of the Red Flying Cloud for 600 gold. After getting all of these Pandarian reputation to Exalted, you will be awarded with an achievement and Pandarian Kite in your mail, red for Horde and white for the Alliance. Operation Shield War or Dominant Offensive for Horde will award you with an updated model of your faction basic flying mount. Those are Grand Armored Griffin or Grand Armored Wyvern for 2000 gold and Grand Griffin or Grand Wyvern once you have completed the last quest in the faction daily chain quest. Ending the daily's killing spree with Kirin-Tor Offensive on Sunriver Onslaught, who reward you with Golden for Alliance or Crimson Primal Direhorn for Horde for 3000 gold. If you have few days free, you can farm Emperor Xiao Xiao reputation for Heavenly Golden Cloud Serpent for 100,000 timeless coins. In Kanlai Summit, there is a Pandarian May Francis counterpart being Anka Big Pocket, who sells Blonde and Grey Riding Yak for 3000 gold each and Grand Expedition Yak, which includes 1 trader and 1 transmogrifier for a price of 120,000 gold. No reputation required, which is nice, but that won't give you the sweet 20% discount when Exalted. Moving on to achievements, starting with completing achievement throughout Pandaria Dungeon awards you with Crimson Cloud Serpent. Completing various achievements in Heart of Fear and Mogashan Waltz will reward you with Heavenly Crimson Cloud Serpent. Doing this achievement with your guild will let your guild purchase Thundering Jade Cloud Serpent for 3000 gold from your guild wonder. For completing Dora's achievement in Throne of Thunder, you will be awarded with Armored Sky Screamer. And for completing even more numerous achievements in Xinjiang Orgrimmar, you will be awarded with Spawn of Galakras. That's it for achievements. Let's move on to rares, starting with Zandali Warbringer, who appears on various places in Pandaria and has a chance of dropping a mount he is currently on. This includes Jade, Amber and Slate Primordial Direhorn. In Valley of Eternal Blossom, you can find an untargetable red cloud serpent called Alani. You will have to create a sky crystal from 10 sky shards that are dropped from mobs all over the Valley of Eternal Blossom in order to make Alani targetable. Once you've done so, you can claim a guaranteed drop from it. Unfortunately, the low drop chance from mobs compensates for the guaranteed drop, and of course there is a chance that Alani won't even be there and will have to respawn. Should be called Timeless Cloud Serpent if you ask me. And the creation of Huolon Timer goes to Huolon, who has a chance to drop Thundering Onyx Cloud Serpent located in Timeless Isle. Once a week you are eligible to try your luck on 4 world bosses: Galeon, who drops Son of Galon, Sha of Anger, which drops Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent, Nalak, who drops Thundering Cobalt Cloud Serpent, and Undasta, who drops Cobalt Primordial Direhorn. While we are still on Isle of Giants, you have quite a big chance to drop a primal egg from mobs all over the isle that will hatch after 3 days into either red, green or black primal raptor. Unfortunately, you can get one which you already have. Farming those on few isles are a good idea to reduce waiting time. While you are farming those eggs, you will also loot some bones. Once you get 9,999 of them, you can turn them into Kuma, who will reward you with Bone White Primal Raptor. For raid drops, we have Astral Cloud Serpent from Elegon in Mogashan Vault, Spawn of Horidon and Clutch of Jikun from their respective parents in Throne of Thunder, and Corcoran Juggernaut from none other than Garish Hellscream himself. Moving on to the current expansion, starting with reputations, Council of Exarch will award you with Dusty Rockhide, and Horde Frostwolf Orcs will award you with Swift Frostwolf for 5,000 gold and 5,000 Apixis crystals. Funny thing is that the Alliance mount is rare and the Horde one is epic. Enjoying Ashran and gaining Exalted status with Rin's One Guard or Vol'jin Spear awards you with Pale Thorngrazer for Alliance or Breeze Strider Stallion for Horde for 5,000 gold and 5,000 Apixis crystals. Reaching 200 mounts, you are awarded with Armored Blue or Red Dragon Horde depending on your faction. Arakara Outcast will let you buy Shadow Main Charger once you get Exalted with them for 5,000 gold and 5,000 Apixis crystals. Killing rares and collecting artifacts for the Steamweedle Preservation Society will let you buy Domesticated Razorback for still the same price of 5,000 gold and 5,000 Apexis Crystal. Time is money! Once you build Trader Post Tier 2 and reach Exalted with Chitauri Defense, you will be able to buy Armored Iron Tusk. For Horde, once you build Trader Post Tier 2 and reach Exalted with Laughing Skill Orcs, you will be able to buy Ironside Warwolf. both mounts for 5000 gold and 5000 Apexis crystals. In Tanaan Jungle, once you reach Exalted with your faction reputation being handed the Prophet or Warrior Headhunters, you will be able to buy Death Tusk Felbor for 2000 gold. Farming Gloves of Blackfang Claws and reaching Exalted with Saber Stalkers will let you buy Wild Gore Tusk for 1000 Blackfang Claws and Bristling Hellbore for 5000 Blackfang Claws, which can be farmed from Blackfang mobs. And farming loads of Apexis crystals and reaching Exalted with Order of the Awakened will let you buy Corrupted Dreadwing for 150,000 Apexis crystals. Once you acquire this mount, Apexis crystals will suddenly appear absolutely worthless. Achievement awarding mounts include once again completed various achievements throughout Draenor dungeons, rewarding you with Frostplane Battle Boar. Even more achievements completed within HeKol and Blackrock Foundry will award you with Ghost Rider Gronling, and once again completing this achievement while in a guild group will award you and your guild to purchase Blacksteel Battle Boar for 1000 gold at your guild vendor. Completing last set of achievement in Hellfire Citadel will award you with Inferno Direwolf. Did I say last? Oh, let me introduce you to Draenor Pathfinder. This achievement will require you to do quite a lot of stuff, including treasure hunting, completing quests, and gaining reputation. But it will reward you with soaring, sky terror, and flying in Draenor for you and all of your alts. Moving on to rares, starting with Gorok found in Frostfire Ridge, who drops Great Tusk, Nug the Thunderer in Nagrand, who drops Bloodhoof Bull, Lookhawk in Nagrand, who drops Mottled Meadow Stomper, Poundfist in Gorgrond, who drops Sunhit Gronlink, Sildhide in Talador, who drops a Fire River Beast, Pathrunner in Shadowmoon Valley, who drops Swift Breeze Strider, and finally Nokkarash in Frostfire Ridge, who drops Garnite Hull, which is the only mount that can be traded and can be found on Auction House for a relatively small amount of gold. Loved wasting your time waiting and looking for timeless Proto-Drake, Zandalay Warbringer or Huolon? Well, you will love this one. Void Talon of the Dark Star can be obtained by clicking a portal named Edge of Reality that appears on various places on Draenor. This will take you to a place where you can get this mount from a Void Talon egg. In Tanaan Jungle you can find elite rares named Terror Fist, Vengeance, Death Talon or Doom Roller, each having a base respawn time of about an hour, and each has a chance to drop a cage containing one of the following: Warsong Direfang, Armored Razorback, or Tundra Icehoof, or 100 oil. Continuing with drops, you get one chance per week on Solar Sparhawk from World Boss Rookman in Spires of Arak, as well as on Ironhoof Destroyer from Blackhand on Mythic difficulty, and Fellsteed Annihilator from Archimond on Mythic difficulty. Talking about Archimond, he drops a quest item on Heroic and above, which awards you with Crew Warden upon completion. Moving on to your favorite garrison, where you can build stables to collect following mounts: Trained Snarler, Trained Meadow Stomper, Trained River Wallow, Trained Rock Tusk, Trained Silverpelt, and Trained Icehoof. Obtaining all of them will take you 12 days worth of dailies in total. Once you get your stables to tier 2, you will be able to pick up Black Claw of Seath, and once you kill every quest mob while holding this item on your mount in training, you will receive an achievement and Armored Frostboar. After collecting all trained mounts and upgrading your stables to tier 3, you will be able to do the same with Garntooth Necklace, rewarding you with another achievement and Armored Frostwolf. For completing Garrison Invasion, which can be accessed by killing level 100 mobs in most of Garrison dailies known as Assault, and reaching at least gold ranking, you will be rewarded with a box that contains various items, which includes Garn Steelmaw, Giant Cold Snout, Smoky Direwolf, and Shadowhigh Pearl Tusk. From a rare garrison mission you can get Coldfist Gronling, which can also be purchased on the auction house, and from a rare naval mission you can get Mudback River Beast. While doing garrison missions, your trader with local supplies next to you can sell you Rocktusk Battle Boar for 10,000 gold and Witherhide Cliff Stomper for 20,000 gold. And to top it off, you can buy Moshide River Wallow in Stormshield or Warspear for 50,000 gold and 5,000 Apexis crystals. Once you get tier 3 fishing rag and get Ned Pagel to join you, you will be able to turn in rare fish in exchange for Ned's lucky coin. Collecting 100 of these will get you Crimson Water Strider. While Talmonking dungeon event lasts, you can farm Talmonking badges and buy Eclipse Dragonhaw on Burning Crusade Talmonking and Ironbow Red Charger on Wrath of the Lich King Talmonking, both for 5,000 Talmonking badges. While doing these dungeons, including Cataclysmic Talmonking ones, you can drop Infinite Time Reaver from any Talmonking boss. That's it for expansions. Let's move on to other achievements, starting with Ward events. In Darkmoon Fair you can buy Swift Forest Rider and Darkmoon Dancing Bear for 180 Darkmoon prize tickets each. Love is in the Air lets you purchase Swift Cloudbird for 270 love tokens, or you can buy it on the auction house. Second mount has a small chance to drop as a daily special dungeon reward, being Big Love Rocket. Interrupting with 250 mount mark, you are awarded with Felfire Hawk. Continuing with collecting eggs from Noble Garden, you have a tiny chance to loot Swift Spring Strider in every egg, or you can buy it for 500 Noble Garden chocolate or even buy it on the auction house. During Brewfest, you have a small chance for Great Brewfest Kodo and Swift Brewfest Ram to drop from Daily Special Dungeon. During Hallow's End, you have yet another small chance to obtain Headless Horseman's Mount from Daily Special Dungeon. And finally, during Winter Whale, you have a chance to obtain Minion of Grumpus from Savage Gift that you can obtain from dailies. Completing every single World's Event meta achievement will award you with Purple Prototrake. If you've logged into the game between July 25th and September 30th, 2013, you have received a Feast of Strength and now own a sweet Warlord's Death Wheel for Horde only. Unfortunately, unable to obtain it now. As of Alliance, due to them losing the contest, they didn't get anything free. For Alliance, the counterpart called Champion's Threadblade is available to buy for 100,000 gold. With World of Warcraft 10th birthday came a limited time level 100 Molten Core, where you could obtain your very own Corehound. This mount is still obtainable on Black Market Auction House. Leaving one of the most commonly obtained mounts to almost the end of the list, you can buy your very own Golden King or Korkan Annihilator at your local guild wonder for 1,500 gold. If you win 3 games in Hearthstone, you will receive Heartsteed. Obtaining 35 heirlooms will reward you with Chauffeur Chopper, which you can use from level 1. Reaching rank 8 with the Brawlers Guild lets you buy Brawler's Burly Mushan Beast for 1,500 gold. Completing every dungeon challenge mode in Warlords of Draenor and getting at least silver rating will reward you with Challenger's War Yeti. Moving on to professions, starting with tailoring. Flying Carpet, which is the only carpet that can be sold in Auction House, Frosty Flying Carpet, Magnificent Flying Carpet, and Creeping Flying Carpet. Next we have Engineering with Engineering Chopper for Alliance or Mechanahawk for Horde, Flying Machine, Turbocharged Flying Machine, Geosynchronous Sword Spinner, Depleted Caparium Rocket, and Sky Golem. For leatherworking, there is only one mount, being Dustmane Direwolf. As a Jewel Crafter, you can create Sunstone, Jade, Ruby, and Sapphire Panther. This will require you to be honored with Order of the Cloud Serpent. You can create Jeweled Onyx Panther, but you will have to create each of the Panthers mentioned before to create it and be exalted with Order of the Cloud Serpent to buy the recipe. From fishing in pools, you have a chance to fish up Sea Turtle. They can also drop from Lunarfall or Frostdeep Cave Dweller fished up in your Tier 3 fishing rack. These will also drop Riding Turtle. And finally, Archaeology, from which you can get Fossilized Raptor, Ultimate Kuraji Battle Tank, and a recipe for Sandstone Drake, which will require you to have alchemy in order to craft it, or you can buy it on the auction house. Finally PvP, starting with the most PvE PvP achievement being killing every enemy faction leaders, awarding you Black War Bear. Every faction except Dogs and Time is Money Friend have their special PvP mount, each priced at 2,000 honor points. These are Black Battle Strider, Black War Ram, Black War Steed, Black War Tiger, and Black War Elec. For Horde, those are Red Skeletal Warhorse, Black War Kodo, Black War Wolf, Black War Raptor, and Swift War Strider. Each are available in every main city. There is also one special mount available for purchase in Hillsbrad Foothills for 2,000 honor points. Stormpine Battle Charger for Alliance and Frostfall Howler for Horde, named after the very same reputation that reside in Alterac Valley Battleground. While your faction owns Wintergrass, you can buy Black War Mama for 2,000 honor points. If you reach the top 0.5% in Arena Ladder this season, you will receive one Morgering Gladiator's Fellblood Groanling. Since this mount is probably not going to be your goal and will be unavailable when Legion comes, I will include this as many other Gladiator mounts in the Unobtainable part of this video later on. Moving on to the most probably angriest, most vicious saddle you will ever meet, awarded from winning 100 rated arenas or 40 rated battlegrounds, and with it you will be able to buy Vicious War Ram, Vicious War Mechanostrider, Vicious War Saber, or Vicious War Steed, and for Horde those are Vicious War Kodo, Vicious Raptor, Vicious Skeletal Horse, or Vicious Warwolf. Considering it's the end of the season, you will be able to grab only one of these. These will be available only for the character with who you got the achievement and the mount, but considering that Vicious War Steed and Vicious Warwolf are awarded upon winning 75, 150 and 300 rated battlegrounds, you can get 2 of them if you didn't get any other yet, because those are available achievement and are account wide, and you can send them to your other characters. This will leave you with 300 mounts and get you the amazing Heavenly Azure Cloud Serpent. Lastly, before we move to paid mounts, Swift Razashi Raptor, Swift Zillion Tiger, and Plague Proto Drake each appear on the Black Market Auction House or are contained within the Black Market box. Now, if you are missing few mounts to your milestone, there are ways you can acquire them, but you will have to pay real money in order to get them. Currently in the game, Battle.net on our official site, you can buy Armored Bloodwing, Celestial Steed, Enhanced Fate Dragon, Grinning Reaver, Heart of the Aspect, Iron Sky Reaver, Mystic Rootsaber, Swift Wine Steed, and Winged Guardian, each with the cost of 20 euros. And Warforged Nightmare that costs 25 euros and comes with a toy. That lets your friends have the same mount for a limited amount of time. And now let's not forget the Dread Raven for 20 euros, including in the collector's edition of Warlords of Draenor, which will soon be unobtainable. 350 mounts aren't enough for you, huh, you say? Well, there are more mounts obtainable with trading cards. With every pack you buy, you have a chance for a redeemable code to use in World of Warcraft that will give you toys, mounts, battle pet, tabard, and more. Every single one of these mounts are tradable in-game and can earn you quite the wealth, but still for your own money. Note that the prices aren't even worth mentioning because there are so few of the mounts that they will easily reach the cost of 1 gold cap. Starting with Amani Dragonhawk, Big Battle Bear, Blazing Hippogriff, Feldrake, Ghastly Charger Skull, one of my personal favorite, the Magic Rooster Egg, Mottled Drake, Spectral Tiger, which we will obtain with the Swift version giving you almost 2 whole gold caps, the earlier mentioned Riding Turtle that you can be fished in your garrison, Savage Raptor, Swift Shore Strider, White Riding Camel, Woolly White Mammoth, which can appear on Black Market Auction House, as well as X-51 Nether Rocket Extreme. If you get this from the trading card, you will receive an extra X-51 Nether Rocket. These two and both Spectre Tigers can be learned by one character and both will count toward amount of mounts. Don't have the money? Well, no problem, just refer your friend and get one of Emerald Hippogriff, Obsidian Nightmare, Swift Zebra or X-53 Touring Rocket, making that a total of 5 friends you can use for your own benefit of mount collecting. And completely forgot to mention that you can relock to your Paladin, Warlock or Death Knight to get 2 bonus class specific mounts. Unfortunately for Death Knight you will have to buy the second one for 1000 gold. These do count toward total mount count, but only if you're locked on the mentioned classes. That's it, that's every currently collectible amount there is. With the total amount of 334 mounts, there are also numerous mounts that are no longer available or obtainable, such as Imperial Quillen for Mist of Pandaria Collector Edition, Brewfest Ram, which you can only buy for 10 gold if you have completed a Brewfest quest back in 2007, Tyrell's Charger for Annual Pass for Diablo 3, Swift Alliance Steed or Swift Horde Wolf for completing a Tribute to Insanity achievement, Crusader's Black or Crusader's White Warhorse from a Tribute to Immortality achievement, Black Prototrake awarded for completing Nextremas Glory of the Hero back in the day, Black Kuraji Battle Tank, which is one of the rarest mounts that was obtained during the opening of Ankuraji. From all PvP seasons we have Swift, Merciless, Vengeful and Brutal Nether Drake for Burning Crusade PvP seasons, Deadly Furious, Relentless and Wrathful Gladiators Frostworm for Wrath PvP seasons, Vicious, Reckless and Cataclysmic Gladiators Twilight Drake for Cataclysmic PvP season, Malevolent, Tyrannical, Grievous and Prideful Gladiators Cloud Serpent for Pandaria PvP seasons, and of course Primal Gladiators Fellblood Groundling, Wild Gladiators Fellblood Groundling, and as I mentioned in PvP part of this video, Warmongering Fellblood Groundling. A lot of mounts were removed by the end of vanilla, such as White Palomino, White Stallion, Black Ram, Frost Ram, Icy, Blue Mechanist Rider Mod A, which is the only one that still appears in the mod collection, meaning no matter how many mounts you will have, you will never have a complete mount collection. Continuing with White Mechanist Rider Mod B, Ancient Frost Saber and Night Saber for Alliance. For Horde, those are Arctic Wolf, Red Wolf, Green Kodo, Teal Kodo, Ivory Raptor and Mottled Red Raptor. And many more that didn't even get into the game. This was a complete guide for mounts in World of Warcraft. With this being the end of the video, I want to let you know that I plan to update as soon as Legion comes out and do a complete revamp of this video once the last patch of Legion comes out. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next complete guide. You're still here, huh? Well, you're probably asking me over the screen like, are you kidding me? Do you think this is funny? This is a complete evidence. Well, here is Winter Spring Frost Saber for Alliance and Venomhide Ravelsar for Horde for 80 gold. Before obtaining this mount, you will have to complete bunch of dailies for the respective faction in Winter Spring for Alliance and in Ngoro Crater for Horde, making a total of 335 mounts. I'm sorry for this misunderstanding and once again thanks for watching. me make mistakes.